Hi friends, it's Julie. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are one of my many new subscribers. Thanks to Katie from Chapter Stacks. Katie posted a few days ago a video highlighting some adult booktubers, and I was mentioned in there, so thank you so much for doing that. And I just wanted to say a quick welcome to all of my new subscribers. I can't wait to chat books with you guys. I'm so glad that you're here. But today I am here with a reading check-in video for you, as well as kind of a live update, because I have some really exciting things going on in my life right now that I just really wanted to share with you guys. So it's one of the reasons why I haven't posted in a few weeks. I think it's been like 3 weeks since I have posted, and that's because I've been really busy. Because we are getting ready to move. We are leaving Kansas and we are moving to Colorado, and I am so freaking excited. This has been a dream of my husband and I's for a really long time, to move to Colorado. It is where we want to raise our kids. But it just never seemed like the right time with work and with having small children. But, you know, we've just been talking about it for so long, and earlier this year we just decided that, you know what, we're gonna do it this year. We're gonna do it. And so we've been trying to make that happen. And last week we got some really great news that my husband's job is going to allow him to work remotely 100%. So there is nothing holding us back now, and we plan on being out in Colorado by June. So I just wanted to share this with you guys just because I'm so excited about it. But leave me a comment down below and let me know if you'd like for me to keep you guys posted. I don't usually talk about a lot of these life things on my channel, but if you guys are interested, I'd love to share, you know, my journey with you guys. Like I said though, I have not been reading a ton. In fact, I haven't finished a book since March, the week of March 15th. That week I finished 4 books. I'm currently reading stuff, but I haven't finished anything since then, and that's just because we've just been doing a lot, you know, trying to do things around the house to get it ready to sell. And I just haven't really been in a good mental state to be reading, because I've just been so excited and anxious and nervous, you know, just about everything. So instead I've been playing a lot of video games. I've been playing Stardew Valley again, as well as Witcher 3, which has just been so much fun. But I just kind of wanted to check in with you guys and let you know the books that I'm currently reading and those books that I did finish. So let me start things off with the things that I have finished recently. The first book is The Stone Sky by NK Jemisin. This is the 3rd and final book in her Broken Earth trilogy. And this is a sci-fi dystopian trilogy that is very popular here on BookTube, and for good reason. NK Jemisin is an incredible author. But yeah, like I said, this is a sci-fi dystopian set in like a future Earth. Although Earth doesn't really look like it does now. All the continents have shifted and things like that. And every so many years, there's this thing known as a season that happens. And that means like some big cataclysmic event happens that kind of shifts the continents around, and it changes the atmosphere, and lots of people die. And that is what is happening at the very beginning of the first book. We're going into a new season, and in this earth, or on this earth, there are people who have a power called orogeny, and that means, I believe that's how you pronounce that, orogeny, but they are able to like sense and manipulate like seismic activity in the earth. So they can like stop earthquakes from happening, but they can also cause earthquakes to happen. And these people are very feared, and they're hunted down, like they're murdered because people are scared of them and things like that, because they do have the ability to hurt people. And our main character has a very strong like orogeny power, and we just kind of follow her as she navigates this new season. Now, I really enjoyed these books. But I didn't love them, and this is the reason why. Honestly, a good like 85% of these books, I was so lost and confused. I didn't feel like I knew what was going on, and eventually everything does come together. Like at the end of every book, everything starts to come together, and by the final book, she wraps everything up really nicely. Like I felt like I finally understood everything that was going on, but honestly, like the majority of these, I just felt so lost, and like I wasn't smart enough to be reading them, if that makes sense. And honestly, I just didn't like that feeling, and you know, another thing was I never really felt fully connected to the characters. But I do want to say, I mean, NK Jemisin is incredible. Her characters are so unique and diverse, and this story she has created is unlike anything I have ever read. It is so detailed and intricate, and it took me a really long time to get through this final book because of how detailed it was. You know, I would read a few pages and I'd be like, okay, do I really understand everything that's going on here? And then I would move on. And it really is incredible like how much she has progressed as an author even over the course of this trilogy, and I can't wait to see where she goes from here. I will continue to read her books. I just don't think they're going to be for everybody, and I do think that if you do pick them up, be prepared to feel confused for a good portion of the books, but it all does come together and it's worth it in the end. And yeah, just really looking forward to just seeing where she goes from here. Then the next book I finished was another sci-fi book, but this was on like a completely different level, and that is Old Man's War by John Scalzi, and I loved this. I loved this. I flew through the last like 200 pages. I couldn't put it down. John Scalzi's writing is so fun. He has a great sense of humor, and it's so easy to read and get into and understand. You just pick it up and you're just immediately sucked into the story. And this is about, our main character is this old man named John Perry, and he's 75 years old. His wife has passed away, and he is enlisting in the CDF, or the Colonial Defense Forces, which is like a space army pretty much, and they take the elderly, so you have to be like 75, you go on your birthday, and once you leave Earth, you can never return. And so when you make this decision, like, it is permanent. But there's lots of speculation, like what's going on in space. Are they making you young again? Are they giving you a new body? Or are you just fighting as an old person? But once you have fought for, I believe, like 2 years, you are then given a plot of land on some distant planet to live out the rest of your days. And ultimately, that's what this army is fighting for. They're fighting for planet space to live. And oh, I just loved this so much. I can't wait to read more Scalzi. This just had everything in it. Like, there was lots of action and adventure. It had great friendships, and there was like a little tiny sliver of a romance type thing, which I really enjoyed. And yeah, I have already bought the second book. I do know that the next book is just like a companion, like we're not following John again until I believe the third book, but still, yeah, really looking forward to checking out more of his books. Then the next book I finished was a horror novel, and that was The Raping of Ava DeSantis by Milo Carbia, I believe is how you pronounce her name, and this is revenge horror. I have never read any revenge horror before, and I'm not sure if it's my favorite. I enjoyed this book. It was definitely a page turner, very plot driven. I read this in like 2 nights. I couldn't put it down. However, I didn't love it, and I think that's just because I am definitely more of a character reader. I like to feel a little bit of connection to my characters, and in this one it was just so plot focused that I never really felt that way. But this book is about this woman named Ava DeSantis, and when she is in college, she is brutally raped by these 3 guys, like very brutally raped. And 20 years later, she is seeking her revenge on these guys. And there is definitely some dark, disturbing subject matter, obviously, in this book. I mean, the title itself is pretty graphic. I don't know. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I would definitely check out more of her books because, like I said, it's just one of those really fast-moving books. There was a twist at the end that I wasn't completely shocked by, but I also wasn't expecting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like where she goes as an author because I believe that this is her first novel. And then the last book I finished was Sandmans Limit by Richard Kadrey, and this is a urban fantasy about this man named James, and he is a magician, but not in like a smoke and mirrors type magician, because that's what I think when I hear that word, but like actually somebody who has magical ability, and he has been in hell for the last 11 years. He was sent there by this group of magicians that he used to be friends with, and they sent him to hell where he's been like fighting demons for the last 11 years, and now he's back, and he wants revenge. So there's the whole like angels and demons thing in this book, and like I said, it's an urban fantasy, and I enjoyed this. I liked the audiobook narration. I thought it was pretty well done. It moves very quickly. It's a pretty short book. There's lots of action. Like on the back it says contains hellfire, gunfire, and all manner of ass-kicking action. So that pretty much describes this book. There is so much action and fighting like in this one. I didn't love this, and I think that's because I honestly think this book is mainly geared more to like a male audience. I don't really like saying that, but I just feel like that would be the target audience for a book like this. I do think that I will continue on with it, and I think I'll just continue listening to it on audio because I did enjoy the narration. So, and I have heard that these books just get better and better. And now I'll just quickly share with you the books that I'm currently reading. The first one is Blood of Elves by Andrzej Sapkowski. This is the third book in the Witcher series, and I'm really enjoying this. I can't wait to see where the story goes. Like I said, I've been playing the Witcher 3 video game again, so it's been really fun playing that at night and then reading this book during the day just because I'm fully immersed like with the characters and the world and everything. But I just want to say a quick disclaimer. I've talked about these books a few times on my channel, and you guys know that I rave about them. Like, I absolutely love them. But honestly, I don't think that I would love these books nearly as much if I hadn't played the video game, because I've been playing the games for a couple years now, and I already love the characters and I can visualize the world and everything. And I think that if you don't have that connection like I do, I don't know if you would enjoy these, because honestly, they're not the best fantasy books that I have ever read, but I love them so much because of those reasons. So I do just want to make that quick disclaimer. And then the other book I'm slowly making my way through is A Closed and Common Orbit by Becky Chambers. This is the second, or like the companion novel to The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, which I read last year and absolutely loved. However, I'm not loving this one, and I don't know if it's just because of everything that's going on and I can't really focus fully on a book for very long right now just because my mind is elsewhere. But I'm just not loving this one as much. I mean, I enjoy it when I'm reading it, but I don't have really a strong desire to pick it up once I put it down. And I think a part of the reason is because I miss the characters from The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. We do follow two of those in this one, and I can't really talk about that without it being a spoiler because of something that happens at the end of The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet. But yeah, I just miss Sissix, who was one of my favorite characters of all time in any book that I've read. And she isn't in this one, and so I miss that, and I miss that connection to those characters. So I will continue on with this. However, I do think I'm going to put it down for a little bit and maybe come back to it when I'm in a better mindset. And it might have been also because I've just been reading a lot of sci-fi recently. And then the final book is one that I'm currently listening to, and that is A Mother's Reckoning by Sue Klebold. And damn, guys, this audiobook is fantastic. This is one of those books that I say if you want to pick it up and you like audiobooks, check out the audio version. Sue Klebold narrates it herself, and I just think it's one of those that just adds so much to your reading experience. I cry literally every single time I turn on this audiobook. It is just so emotional. And in case you don't know anything about this, because I'm not sure if this is big in other parts of the world, but the name Sue Klebold might sound familiar to some of you guys, and that is because she's the mother of Dylan Klebold, who was one of the shooters of Columbine. And this is her story about dealing with that whole aftermath and losing her son, and just, oh gosh, guys, it just pulls at my mom heartstrings so much. This is a story that I will never ever forget. Sue Klebold is such a strong woman, and yeah, highly recommend the audio version of this book. So those are all the books that I have read recently and what I'm currently reading and everything that is going on in my life. Please leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought about them, and also let me know if you guys are interested in me keeping you posted on everything that's going on. But I hope you all had a fantastic Easter weekend, and I will see you all again very soon. Happy reading. Bye.